Welcome to Tasting with Matt and Mike. Today we are doing Michigan whiskeys. My cohort here, Matt Cohorst, was born in Michigan and has a great fondness for them. And these are three Michigan whiskeys that we have tasted in the past and really liked, and we thought we would share them with you today.
Sounds great. Yeah, I'm excited for today.
Yes. The first one we have here is the Ravenswood Rye. It's made by the Journeyman Distillery out of Three Oaks, Michigan, and it is a 90 proof rye whiskey. No age statement, so we are assuming it's 4 years old.
Okay. Now, how'd you come across this bottle? Did you just pick it up in a store? Was it?
It was one that I picked up in the store, I believe.
Okay. And do you remember the price on that one at all, or?
No, I don't. I imagine it was around 50 to 60 bucks.
Pretty typical for an artisan distillery.
Right. Got a nice nose.
It does. Getting like definitely the caramel.
Caramel, you get a little of that ryegrass.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a little fruitiness to it. I'm not sure what it is.
Maybe like an apricot.
Apricot.
Something like that.
And of course you get that oak in the background.
Mm-hmm.
So let's taste it.
It's sweet.
Yeah.
It's like caramel with like a little, I don't know, getting like a little cotton candy with it. It's a pretty sweet one. Definitely tasting the rye too.
Yeah. And the finish, I'm getting that oak, and then I'm getting just a little bit of a peppery spice on the finish.
It is a spicy finish. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, it's really nice. Good stuff. You know, Detroit or Michigan as a state has a lot of distilleries there, and I think part of that's because one of the universities, I can't remember if it's University of Michigan or Michigan State, has a program on making beer and whiskey.
I want to say it's U of M. Yeah, go Wolverines. You know, the funny thing is, like, probably about like 10 years ago, it's been a while since I've been back, but Grand Rapids, which I think one of these is from Grand Rapids, is one of those huge like beer booming cities. You know, like it's on the map. There's a couple of brands that are pretty popular for that, you know, are distributed even here in Louisville, from Grand Rapids. So they're doing good stuff with their alcohol up there.
Yeah. So let's try this with the cranberry and see what it does.
Very fruity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Really brings out that apricot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not as peppery on the finish.
No, more of a sweeter.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can still get a little bit of that.
You still get oak, but you get actually more of that apricot on the finish.
I think so too. Yeah, I like it with that. So that would be good for like a. What kind of drink would you make?
Oh, I think it'd make great Manhattan.
Manhattan, yeah, I think so.
Cleanse my palate. Try this with the pecan. Oh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it brought out a little citrus note.
Mm-hmm.
Not as sweet.
Not as sweet.
Not as much caramel, more vanilla than caramel.
Yeah.
And
it upped the peppery finish.
Yeah, and more oak on the finish too.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, the tannins in that pecan really complement the tannins in it. But it's not a bitter tannin in the whiskey. That's the thing that I dislike in overly tannic whiskeys, when it starts getting bitter.
Mm-hmm.
I like a little of the tannins, but I don't want it to where it's, you know, real bitter finish or.
Yeah. Overall, this is really good. I really enjoy this one.
So the next thing, yeah, and I think this is the one is from Grand Rapids, and it's
That one's Three Oaks, I think.
oh, that's right, it was Three
I
Oaks.
think it's this one right here. The
Yeah,
Long Road.
Long Road Bourbon. This is a bourbon instead. Yeah, it's in Grand Rapids, Michigan. This is a 2-year-old plus bourbon that is bottled at 93 proof.
I've never been to Three Oaks, but I've been to Grand Rapids quite a few times in younger days. Beautiful city.
Yes.
It's very light color here.
Yeah, well, it's 2 years old
Yeah.
instead versus 4. So, you know, it's going to pick up more color as they get older whiskey. And they may have older whiskey. I've had this bottle for a year or more.
Okay.
You can tell it's a young whiskey. It's got that
Lots of corn in that.
lots of corn, kind of that cereal,
Grainy, like,
yeah, like smelling corn checks.
Yeah, yeah.
Or you get a little vanilla,
A little vanilla.
and I'm getting a little bit of a floral note, almost like honeysuckle, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's taste it. For a 2-year-old bourbon, that's not bad.
It's not bad. You can taste it. You can taste it. You know, you can taste it's a little bit younger.
Yeah.
You're getting a lot of the corn,
Mhm.
but you're starting to get the hints of like a vanilla. You know. And,
Yeah, vanilla and just a hint of fruit.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to say apple in this case.
Yeah, I really like the fruitiness that's coming out in it. You know,
Mhm.
especially for something that young.
And then the finish is a little oaky, but not overly. It's not overly dry.
No.
You get a little sweetness of the corn still on the finish.
Yeah, and just like a hint of vanilla for me. Yeah. On the finish as well. All right.
So let's try it with cranberry and see what it does. Well, that brings out the vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
Takes the oak out of it, though. Not
Yeah.
much oak at all.
No.
Even on the finish, you know, there's just the slightest hint of oak. It's really kind of a sweet finish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's some kind of fruit in there. It changed it from apple to maybe like it's not citrusy. Maybe like a pear.
A pear.
Maybe something like that. Yeah. I can't really put my finger on it, but
Yeah.
But
Maybe
pretty tasty.
peach.
Maybe peach. Yeah, something like that. Not bad. Not
Yeah.
bad.
So let's try it with the pecan. Well, that brings out the oak and spice.
Yeah. I think that's the best taste yet.
Yeah.
Especially with the finish, it really improves the finish.
Yeah. The
Gives it
spice is a little white peppery.
Yeah.
Kind of
Floral pepper.
floral peppery.
Mm-hmm. I would agree. Not much fruit in that one.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's a nice bourbon. You know, like I said, 2+ years old in this one.
Give it
you
another
know,
couple years.
Yeah, you know, like I said, they may have a 3 or 4 year out by now.
Yeah. I'll have to check the stores.
Yeah, we'll have to look for it.
Yeah.
Very pleasant bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
So our final one here is Catcher's Rye from the Two James Spirits out of Detroit. It is there is no age statement, so we have to assume it's 4 years old. And it is 98.8 proof, a little higher proof than the.
Yeah. You gotta love that bottle too.
Yeah, the
It's
bottle.
a cool design.
Yeah, you know,
I like the stamp in the back of the two James Brothers.
Yeah, that's my only complaint. I would have rather seen the stamp on the front above the label.
Yeah, that would make more sense. Put it front.
But it's a very classic pre-prohibition look bottle.
Yeah.
And the label even looks pre-prohibition. It's really a nice label, nice packaging altogether.
Mm-hmm. Like my eyes would immediately go to that bottle at a store, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
you can't put a price on good marketing, you know.
No, you can't. So let's nose it. Getting that ryegrass. You're getting
Maybe tangerine, maybe.
yeah, tangerine. Maybe a little spice with it too. Something like a, what do you think? Cinnamon?
Mm-hmm.
Cardamom maybe? Cardamon's
Maybe
got
more
that kind of a citrusy aroma to it as well.
Yeah.
A little oak.
This one smells really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So let's try a sip.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
good
really
stuff.
good.
Yeah.
The fruit really comes out on
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good fruit. A little
that.
rye.
I get that citrus, but I also get like peaches and apricot.
Yeah.
A little rye, a little spice, a little. I think it is cinnamon or cardamom.
It's got to be. Yeah, I think. Yeah, one of those.
I
two.
think it's probably cardamom.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just a great blend of flavor.
Yeah.
It's not simple. It's complex. There's a lot of fruit going on in there.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah, this is probably what I would call a good book bourbon or a good book rye in this case. Take your glass and fill it about that full of rye and sit down with a good book. You take a sip when you start reading and you set it down for 10 minutes. Let it
Let
sit,
it breathe a little bit.
Let it breathe a little bit. Take another sip and then read a few more pages and then take another sip. And
Yeah.
So I'm willing to bet this will change quite a bit as it breathes.
Yeah. I just love the nose of it.
Let's try it with a cranberry and see what it does.
It kind of took a little bit of the fruit out of it for me,
Yeah,
but
it
I
brought
think
out
that
more
cardamom-
of the caramel vanilla notes.
I get that spicy cardamom,
Mm-hmm.
cinnamony kind of thing. Yeah, it almost gave it like maybe like a little red hot at the finish there. You know, like those
Yeah,
little candies. You know.
Yeah, oh yeah, the finish is much nicer with that. You get the oak and you get that spice, and it's just, you know, and you got that little lingering sweetness from the cranberry, and it's just really,
Mm-hmm. So
Oh.
go great in a cocktail.
yeah, I think it's making will make a great Manhattan.
Yeah.
Never been to Detroit myself.
You know, I went in my younger days a couple of times. We didn't. I'm from Jackson, Michigan, which is kind of like right here, right here in Michigan. What I loved about Michigan was, you know, in the summers were just beautiful, you know, and like there's so much water around there, you know. So you pretty much live in the water there, you know. You go fishing, you go swimming, you know, you go tubing, and then the winter comes around and you hibernate.
Wow,
'Cause it's too cold.
that pecan really brings out that fruit.
Mm-hmm. Tangerine
And peaches.
and
I think.
peaches. Yeah,
And that fruit lingers into the finish.
it does. Yeah.
You know, you get that nice little oak with that little bit of, to me, it's like a ripe peach.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit of that cardamom spice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Fantastic rye.
Really good.
Yes,
Yeah. One of my favorites for sure. Yeah.
yes. So that's Tasting with Matt and Mike this week, and hope you'll join us again when we do another one. Thank you.
Cheers.